Hey guys, it's Emily, and today we're going to be going through my physical TBR. One of my goals for 2022 is to get my physical TBR to 0. And when I mentioned that in my goals video, some of you guys commented that you would like to see a physical TBR video. So here we are. As of right now, I am at 100 unread books on my physical TBR, which is kind of insane to be honest. I didn't realize that it had gotten so out of hand. Now, as I have a lot of books to go through today, I'm not going to be spending too much time talking about each and every one of them. But without further ado, let's dive in. Alright, so here we have my romance and YA contemporary shelves. I do have most of my romance books here, but some of them are also spread out throughout my room because I don't have a lot of shelf space within my room and my shelves have kind of gotten out of hand. So this is why they're kind of messy and I apologize for that. It's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video to begin with, or just this goal as a whole, because my shelves have really gotten messy over the past couple of years and I feel like if I just read some, I would probably unhaul some of them. So let's just dive into what I have not read from these shelves. Now, for my romance and YA contemporary, I've read most of the books, so you'll see it's probably the genre that I have the least of. But I do have a couple of books that I've acquired recently that I still have not gotten around to reading. First, I have Heartbreak for Hire by Sonia Arnold. I also have The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. I've heard quite a few people talk about this one, both positively and negatively, so I'm actually really curious to read this one. I also have Well Played by Jen DeLuca. This is the companion novel to Well Met. I also have Kisses and Croissants by Anne-Sophie Juano, and this one is a YA contemporary that takes place in Paris. I also have Let Me Hear a Rhyme by Tiffany D. Jackson, Love Boat Taipei by Abigail Hing Wen, and I believe this one is getting a sequel as well as a movie or TV adaptation, so quite excited to get to this one. And finally, I have Take Me Home Tonight by Morgan Matson. I can't believe that I haven't read this because I love Morgan Matson. She's one of my favorite YA contemporary authors. Up next, we have what I like to call my TBR nightstand. So this is pretty much an extension of my other shelves. This contains mostly contemporary books, so whether that's romance, YA, or, you know, just literary fiction. I also have a couple of random books here and there, but they mostly are contemporaries. So let's just dive in. I have The Bookshop on the Shore by Jenny Colgan. This is a companion novel to The Bookshop on the Corner that I absolutely loved from the same author, so quite excited to get to this one. Listen to Your Heart by Casey West. This was kindly gifted to me by my friend Megan, so thank you so much, Megan. A Cross Country Christmas by Courtney Walsh. This one was once again a gift, and this one was gifted to me by my friend Mary, so thank you, Mary. I have Damsel by Elana K. Arnold, and this was another gift from my friend Megan, so once again, thank you, Megan. Paris by the Book by Liam Callanan, Made in Korea by Sarah Suk, and this one was an ARC that I won in a Goodreads giveaway, and I can't believe that I haven't read this yet. A Paris All Your Own, edited by Eleanor Brown. This is a short story collection written by women who have written books that are set in Paris. Lunch in Paris by Elizabeth Bard, Meant to Be by Lauren Morrill, You Say It's First by Katie Cotugno. I've really enjoyed most of Katie Cotugno's books, so I'm quite hopeful for this one. Layover by Amy Endelson and Emily Meyer. The Only Thing Worse Than Me Is You by Lily Anderson. Today, Tonight, Tomorrow by Rachel Lynn Solomon. Love a la Mode by Stephanie Kate Strong. One Paris Summer by Denise Grover Swank. This one I believe would be a reread for me because I remember reading an arc of this like way back in the days. By the Book by Julia Sonborn. This one I believe is a persuasion retelling. The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight by Jennifer E. Smith. The Little Paris Bookshop by Nina George. And finally here we have The Other Side of Lost by Jessie Kirby. Alright, so now we're moving on to my sci-fi and fantasy shelf. It's right next to me. There's no really good angle for me to film from the bookshelf, so I'm just going to be grabbing the books. I will include a shot right here so that you can see what the bookshelf looks like. But let's just dive in because I think this is where the bulk of my unread books are. First, I have Harry Potter, A History of Magic. I just want to say I don't condone J.K. Rowling's behavior. I'm really against it. But I bought this book in New York a while back. Actually, I was gifted this book by my parents while we were in New York. And it's kind of cool. Like, I started reading it and it's not so much about Harry Potter per se, but it's about the elements and like the history behind the elements that make up the world of Harry Potter. I think it's kind of a cool one. There's a lot of images and history. So it's almost like a history of magic, wizardry, and all that jazz. So I do think it's pretty cool. I would also like to finish my reread of Harry Potter just so that I could get it over with. I have purchased all of the audiobooks and everything, so I might as well just finish it. So the only two books that I have left to read are Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, as well as Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Next up, I have Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. This is a sequel to Renegades. In the Afterlight and Through the Dark by Alexandra Bracken. This is a third book in the Darkest Minds series, trilogy, I don't even know what to call it anymore. And we also have a short story collection, Scythe by Neil Schusterman, Aurora Rising by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman, The Magnolia Sword by Sherry Thomas. I have two classics that were illustrated by Mina Lima, so I have The Adventures of Pinocchio by Carla Collodi and The Beauty and the Beast by Gabrielle Suzanne Barbeau de Villeneuve. Kingdom of the Blazing Phoenix by Julie C. Dow. This is a sequel to The Forest of Thousand Lanterns, something like that. And I really enjoyed the first book. It was the making of the evil queen in Snow White, and this one is a Snow White retelling. Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim. Part of Your Nightmare by Vera Strange. This one was once again gifted to me by my friend Megan, so thank you, Megan. Straight On Till Morning by Liz Braswell. So I have my January TBR stacked on my shelves, so I'm just gonna go through with all of the books that I have here. The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Midnight in Everwood by M.A. Kuzniar. We Hunt the Flame by Afza Faisal. The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. And A Vow So Bold and Deadly by Bridget Kimmerer. I also have A Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir. This is the third book in the Ember Quartet. The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the third book in the From Blood and Ash series. Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. Daughter of the Siren Queen by Tricia Levenseller. This is a sequel to Daughter of the Pirate King. The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss. The Winner's Curse by Mary Rutkowski. This would technically be a reread for me, but I mean, I would like to finish a series at some point, so this is why I'm adding it here. To Best of Boys by Mary Weber. Fury Born by Claire Legrand. Enchantée by Gita Trellis. Circe by Madeline Miller. And the final book on this shelf is A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. Oh, and I also forgot to mention my current read, which is The Gilded Wolves by Roshni Chokshi. This is a reread for me. And finally, we have this massive pile on my bed. This is everything that's in my armoire that's like in the other room, but my mom is cooking right now. She's watching TV. It's very loud, and so I thought I would film the rest of this in my room, but this is kind of miscellaneous stuff. We have middle grade, classics, some contemporary, just stuff that doesn't fit in my room. So let's go through it, shall we? So we have Arusha and the End of Time by Roshni Chokshi, Mansfield Park by Jane Austen, Want to Watch by Kate Stayman London, One Evening in Paris by Nicolas Barrault, Walden by Henry David Thoreau, Down and Out in Paris and London by George Orwell, Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare, as well as The Red Scrolls of Magic by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Shue, Uncommon Type by Tom Hanks. This is a collection of short stories that, as you can tell, I got for $8. Couldn't remove the sticker without hurting the book, which I hate. The Key to the Kingdom by Jeff Dixon, Homework by Julie Andrews, The Boundless by Kenneth Opel, Front Desk by Kelly Yang, Kiki's Delivery Service by Eiko Kadono. This one was gifted to me by my friend Mary, so thank you, Mary. The Secret Garden by Frances Hutchinson Burnett. The Iliad by Omer. Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. This would be a reread for me. The Odyssey by Omer. The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. Murder Most Unladylike by Robin Stevens. Mythos by Stephen Fry. The Christmas Bookshop by Jenny Colgan. The Anne of Green Gables series by Lucy Maud Montgomery. So this contains Anne of Green Gables, Anne of Avonlea, Anne of the Island, Anne's House of Dreams, Rainbow Valley, and Arilla of Ingleside. A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett Sinclair. Hooked by Emily McIntyre. Fuel the Fire, Some Kind of Perfect, and Long Way Down. I think actually the order is Long Way Down before Some Kind of Perfect by Krista and Becca Ritchie. Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. The Chaos of Standing Still by Jessica Brody. Pages & Co. The Book Smugglers by Anna James. This is book 4 in this series. Inkspell by Cornelia Funk. This is a sequel to Inkheart. The London Eye Mystery by Shaban Dodd. And finally we have Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I just realized I also forgot to include The Red Pyramid by Rick Riordan. So that is it for my physical TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed. I feel like my books are scattered all across my house, so filming this was a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching. If you've read any of the books that I've mentioned in this video, let me know which one you would like me to read next. Maybe there's one that you think I would like, or if there's one that you think I should review next. Make sure to leave that in the comments down below. And I guess that's it, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!